But hey, everybody. Can I get some response? Hey, everybody. Well, as Pastor Andrew said, my name is Flo. That is my actual name. And I'm a Live Tribe leader. Is Live Tribe here tonight? Well, before I start, I need to warn you guys that I'm actually like a really big nerd. So you will learn something from this 5 minutes, I promise you that. But with that being said, I really need you to pay attention because I don't want you to miss it. So you probably didn't know this about me, but I was actually in the Navy for about 6 years. And I was a quartermaster, which is actually just a fancy word for a GPS. You see, I was in charge of navigating the ship from country to country, trying to avoid storms and getting there on time. And y'all, I was so confident in my job. I was like, I can do anything. Let's go to Korea right now. Let's do it today. I can do it with my eyes closed. And we went to Korea, and we weren't on time. And it was my fault. And everybody knew. So we pulled in. We tried to pull in, and there was a ship in our way because we weren't on time. You see, someone else was in our lane at that time. And my boss is looking at me, and I'm looking at my boss. Here it comes. But he only asked me one question. He said, Flo, did you refer back to GMT? And as confident as I was like, no. But to be able to do my job, I had to know how to refer back to GMT. So here's where that knowledge comes in. I want you to pay attention. Can everybody say GMT?
GMT.
Thank you. In Greenwich, England, there's this huge clock, and it's actually the base of all time. You see, it splits the world into 25 time zones, and every single thing that tells you the time of day, your watch, your smartphone, your Fitbit, which is also still a watch, so forget I just said that, will tell you the time of day from Greenwich, England, this one clock, and that's a really cool thing to me. So every time that I made a plan, every time that I needed a course correction, every time I went through a storm, I had to refer back to GMT. And from that day, I have never forgotten it. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Navy out of it, and I want to put all of us in this together with God. Because in Proverbs 16:9, it says, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. Can I get some response? Say, come on. Thank you.
Come on.
Get it, Flo.
You see, we can make plans, so we should make plans. But unfortunately, we live in a world where you're told if you don't have your whole life figured out by the time you graduate high school, you're not going to be anybody. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. Because God has had a plan for you from the moment from before you were born. So you are and you always will be somebody, especially in His kingdom. Does that make sense? You see, I only have one point tonight, and that's why I really want you to pay attention. If every single timepiece in the world, which by the way, can everybody check the time really quick? I need everybody to look. It's 7:55, but guess what? Even the most vital clock in the world can only tell you where you are right now.
Right.
It's not going to tell you what you've been through. It's not going to tell you where you're going. And if you can do basic math, I know that it'll be 8 o'clock in 5 minutes, and then I won't be on the stage anymore.
Right.
But my clock can't tell me what I'm going to go through. And the storms that I'll face, and the course correction that I need to live the life that God has for me. But God, everybody say, but God.
But God.
But God is omnipresent and all-knowing, and He knows everything that we've been through, and where we are right now, and where we're going to be tomorrow, and every day after today. So I encourage you, if you weren't listening before, I want you to listen now, because my one point is if every timepiece in the world can refer back to one clock, the base of all time, imagine if every person in this room referred back to God and made Him the base of our life because He created our time. Does that make sense? Can y'all clap? Because God has an amazing plan for us, doesn't that? So y'all remember I had you say earlier GMT. Let's say it again, GMT.
GMT.
Instead of Greenwich Mean Time, I want you guys to trust God in the meantime. Because He has a plan for your life, and it is something sweet that you can only do if you're obedient to Him.
You better preach.
And trust what He has for you on your journey. Do you guys receive that tonight?
Come on.
Yes.
Everybody say, but God.